A single plate of beans is all that Leila has been able to prepare for her family to break their Ramadan fast at the evening iftar meal. Displaced from her home in Western Durman in the Sudanese capital, she and her family now live in a displacement center. She says this holy month of Ramadan is unlike any she's observed before.
In past Ramadans, I was able to prepare lots of types of food for my family. Even the previous Ramadan was better than this. There was more food for iftar. People gave donations to displaced people. But this year, there's hardly been any assistance, so I feed my family what I can.
She's one of many families here who've been forced to flee by the conflict between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces. They've been in this displacement center for nearly 2 years. The fighting began in April 2023. It's not only people who've been displaced by the war who are struggling during the month of Ramadan. Many people lost their jobs when the conflict began and can no longer afford market prices. Overall, the conflict has left more than half of Sudan's 48 million people in need of food assistance to survive. For some, the only way to get an iftar meal is from community kitchens like this one. Amira worked 2 jobs before the conflict. While she hasn't been forced from her home, she lost both jobs and now relies on assistance from this community kitchen.
Last year, despite the conflict, I was able to buy food for me and my son. This year, if it wasn't for this kitchen, I wouldn't be able to get a meal for iftar.
Those who run the kitchen say 2 years of conflict has taken a toll, both on displaced families and the communities that host them.
We fed 180 families last Ramadan. This year we're feeding 280 because those who haven't been displaced are often the only breadwinners in their families. And after 2 years, putting food on the table is just too hard. So we provide them with food for iftar so that they can fast the next day as well.
Leila hopes one day she'll be able to prepare iftar meals for her family the way she used to. But as long as the fighting continues, she says things are likely to get tougher, and soon she may not be able to put even a single plate on her Ramadan mat. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.